So I want to talk about a couple things while hitting, but first I want to know, what's your mental approach and what are you doing on deck? On deck, when I was in school, I was always trying to time the pitcher and try to do something productive on the plate, maybe seeing pitches, maybe any tips he does so I can tell my teammates back home. So what do you do when you get up there?
Well, let's start on deck. On deck, you know, I'm getting the timing of the pitcher, but besides that, I'm trying to see how the pitcher attacks the hitter in front of me. I think it's important because sometimes a pitcher might have a good fastball, but his fastball might be off that day.
Okay.
So he might go to a slider and off speed a lot more.
Right.
And I try to check to see how he's attacking the hitter before me, and then I'll get his timing down. And then when it's my turn to hit, you know, my approach is I think a little different than most people.
Okay.
I like to cut the plate into third, so 3/4.
Okay.
So with that being said, this right here, the pitcher can have. If he can dot up 3 fastballs right on the inner,
right,
I'll tip my cap to you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But I want to cover this. I'm good at hitting the ball oppo. I can hit oppo for power, and I can hit the gaps.
Gotcha.
So this and this, I'll dominate.
Right.
If you could paint this 3 times, I'll give it to you.
Right.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
That's a good approach. Okay, I never heard that before. That's interesting.
And with that approach, it lets me let the ball travel.
Right.
And it helps me with swing decisions.
Right.
I'm not going to try to get the ball.
And now, is that something new that you did in Puerto Rico, or you always have done this?
Well, I knew that I had to make an adjustment because I knew I was a little jumpy.
Right.
A lot of times I would end up on my front half, my front foot.
Right.
And I didn't want to be there. I want to be behind the ball.
Absolutely.
And be able to drive the ball to all parts of the field with backspin.
Right.
So I knew how to make an adjustment. And I heard it from one of my friends actually in Indy Ball.
Yeah. Wow.
Blake Taberry. Shout out Blake Taberry.
Awesome.
He told me his approach was to cut off this inner half and
love that.
Dominate this right here.
That's good, man. That would have been good for me back in my day too.
Yeah. Most off speeds are going to be right here. You don't see really a slider in or in.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Start middle and away. Start in and middle. It's a hanger. You can bang.
Love that.
Yeah.
So as far as hitting mechanics, right? What I'm taught, shout out to Andy Burkett, was what he taught me. You know, he's the 2019, 2018 World Series, you know, Red Sox. He was with the Red Sox. He got assistant hitting coach. I learned a lot from him, right? Now, my main thing, I tell my hitters, just try to stay behind the baseball, staying like sunk into the ground, staying connected. Everything should be connected. On your mechanics, what would you teach?
Right, well, I think for me, the visual that I like to use is a Nike sign. You know, you've seen a Nike sign goes around and comes up, just like a Ferris wheel almost, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
You want the barrel to be in the zone as much as possible.
Right.
All right, it gives you more what do you call it? More room for air.
Yeah.
Right, and then it gives you obviously when you hit that ball square and you hit it flush, you get that backspin because you're through the ball.
Right.
A lot of times, you know, people we get there, right? We have the ball, the bat on the barrel, or the bat on the ball, and the barrel on the ball, and then what happens? We come east-west.
Right.
Instead of staying north-south.
North-south, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I like to think that I have to exaggerate staying in the zone and then finishing up.
Love that.
That's my main thing when it comes to teaching younger hitters and also advice that I give fellow baseball players that ask me, you know, how I keep my barrel in the zone for so long.
Right.
You know, they almost say that my head is actually like on home plate as I swing as well.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tee work then, right?
A lot of tee work.
Right.
You know, I know a lot of baseball players are against tee because it's not a moving ball that you're working with, but I love to stick to the basics, love to stick to the fundamentals of it and just you know, dominate the tee. Because if I could dominate a ball that's staying still, then you know that's step one to dominating, you know, higher level.
Love that
stuff.
Okay. So what kind of drills can you do? You know, I have my own drills, but I would love to know what drills that you use every day, you know, before you're ready to play baseball.
Yeah, okay. Well, first things first, okay? A lot of people like to start out with the tee on the outer half, right?
Right.
I'm the opposite. I like to start off here. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because if my hands could stay inside this ball right here, on this line that you're seeing right here, then I can hit this ball right here. Okay. But the moment that I start to cast my hands around the ball, I have no chance to hit this pitch, middle in.
And that's what I try to teach my youth guys too. A lot of them have problems, you know, a lot of them cast. They don't really barrel up the ball. Do you have a drill for like casting? I do have one drill, putting like a medicine ball and trying to stay connected the whole way. Right. But what would you do in that situation to getting youth players to stop casting? Well,
what I like to do is to help my hand stay direct to the ball and not come around the ball, to eliminate the casting issue that we have, is I like to put my front foot over my back. So I'm almost crossed like Giancarlo Stanton. Yeah. And from there, I'm hitting against my front side. Yeah. And the only way for me to hit this ball flush up the middle with backspin, I got to get my hands this way. Right. The moment I come this way, I'm hitting myself almost in my pelvis. Right. Right? I want to be this way. Boom.
Love that.
So I'm just working that way.
Love that.
And it keeps me closed as well.
Right.
I'm doing so.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to use that.
Yeah.
So another drill that I like to do is kind of like a hockey stick. Like that backswing was good, but that's not your backswing in a game, right? So can you talk about why, you know, you use like I'm sure you use the hockey drill, right? Like
the split grip.
The split grip?
Yep.
Sure.
Of course.
Can you like explain to our viewers why it's so important? Because I got some of my parents looking at me like I'm crazy about that drill, but that drill helped me out. Just, you know, I don't play no more, but me getting backspin on that ball, it's just like it's a major difference.
Well, I think the split grip, you know, emphasizes the palm up, palm down method.
Yeah.
You know, when you do a split grip right here and you're getting through the zone, this palm, this upper palm is gonna stay up the whole time, as you know, while the lower hand works downwards, and then you come through the ball, just like that. So I like the palm up, palm down method. I like the split grip. I use the single hand as well with small bats to just emphasize the palm up, palm down.
Yeah, I do that too. Just kind of just sit there and like hold. I need a short bat to actually really do it, because a lot of these times the kids can't really swing the bat, so that's on my part. But yeah. All right, Brian, thank you. We appreciate it.
Anytime. I appreciate you guys having me out,
Yes, sir, man. I love you, dog.
This is awesome.
Subscribe to Brandon Xerox.
Hey.